Welcome everyone. We'll be starting here in just a minute. Just hang tight. Um, Gotta grab myself a cup of coffee. We'll be good to go. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? I am Damien, or D-Machine. I am the Dungeon Master for the group known as 66, or the Broken Misfits, as I think they're calling themselves as the party. But today we're going to spend the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours, breaking down the next 2 hours of episode 4. And so let's real quick a recap of what happened in the first 2 hours. And I guess before I go into this, there might be spoilers in what I'm about to say. Go ahead, jump off this video, go check out the first breakdown, part 1, or even just check out the whole video. With checking out the whole video, you can basically listen to it without me interrupting you or talking over parts. But so in the first video, the group finally made it to Altanova, and they talked with Cedric and Otar, and Dnd kind of got themselves into some trouble with the ringleader of the pit. But in the first part of this, they finally took their long rest after like 2 sessions worth of a single day for them. They woke up to finding that the bar had a kitchen fire, and they met some vendors. Dnd got a bag of colding. They each bought some mystery meats that would allow them to speak and hear in different languages, which is certainly cool. I wish we had that in real life. And let's see what else. Very ostentatious halfling seller traded shields with Connor the paladin, and Dnd bought himself a cheetah dragon. All before breakfast. They spent well over 1,000 gold. The cheetah dragon was 1,000 gold. But they found their way to a little restaurant in Altanova named Ramsey's, and Connor's steak got stolen from him by something that they don't know what it was. They couldn't see it in time to figure out where it came from, but it was like a purplish, pinkish tendril that came up from behind him, stole his steak, and disappeared just as quickly. From there, they're trying to figure out where to go next, and they decided that they were going to go see Avet, and he is a gem enchanter in the city of Altanova, very similar to the gem that Connor has on his Becta Corbin, as well as Creorn on his bow that allows him, a fighter, to cast Hunter's Mark. So let's see how the party wants to spend the rest of their money, and see what type of trouble they get themselves into. So without further ado, let me hit play.
Further down the path, you guys can find Avet's. Where would you guys like to go first? Or we can split up to whatever you guys want. Okay.
I would just go to Avet's.
Avet's, okay.
I have
by going to Avet's.
Okay. So you guys, Avet's is very easy to identify. He has large, like 1 square foot sized gems on. large
Those
gem.
are bigger than the whole diamond. These things are.
It's not a boulder. It's
Like you would think that these are like heavily polished, like thunder eggs and something like that. Like he's obviously not picking these things up and taking them out of their window.
Right.
They're also not so valuable that he cares if someone tries to break in and take it.
They're huge gems. How are they not valuable? But okay.
Thunder eggs are huge.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Still, like,
Yeah. No, they're still really cool. They're worth something.
Good morning, everyone. How are
But
you
you
today?
imagine with how much money that the city deals with, it's probably nothing compared to them.
so.
So you guys walk into the doorway, and as the door opens, you guys hear a ding. You walk in. There's a little bell above the door, and there's a very finely dressed elven male sitting behind a corner, or not behind a counter, and he's got these glasses on that have like 3 scopes out, and he's kind of messing with some small hand tools, and he kind of looks up. Oh, welcome in. Welcome. How can our vet help you?
You got magic gems, right?
Look around.
I will look around.
Wall to wall. You know what? You probably haven't. You guys ever walked into like the body jewelry store at the mall?
Yeah.
No.
I don't go to the body jewelry store.
Okay, so the
No.
yeah. So basically, everything that's above like 4 feet are wall cases, and you see hundreds of small stones varying in sizes and colors, engravings, and then on the like 4 feet down, you see like glass shelves of
I'll be right back.
of even more stones varying in sizes and colors and shapes.
Do they have labels at all, or is it just a bunch?
They have labels in Elvish, yeah.
Okay, I'll walk around and read those.
You start reading them. It takes you a minute, but you find a couple of ones that you recognize, and they are just names of spells.
Do they look about the same size as what might fit into?
You find some that match about the same size.
Is there a price tag, or is it just label of their names?
They vary, yes. They have price tags, and they vary.
Are we talking like 700s or like hundreds, like 150?
The lowest that you've seen going through there is 200 gold.
Okay.
Good sir, you have any revived gems?
Revive is a spell, right?
We don't have a player. Do you have any gem that can just smash into someone's chest and bring them to life? Is basically what you're saying. Homebrew ideas.
Not taking his eyes up from the small thing that he's working on. He goes, yes, I should. Or I can have another one made if it does not suit your needs.
How much?
What level is revive?
That's a 3rd level.
A 3rd level. So. Okay. 3rd.
Okay.
3rd level necromancy. Is it a concentration spell?
Just
takes
Or
you
anything?
back. It takes somebody who's dead back.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's recently. They can get
Yeah, within a minute.
within the last minute.
Yeah. If
Okay.
They have to have died with last minute, one action, revive.
Okay.
Excellent.
500 gold.
Oh, no. Can I pull from your funds?
Yeah.
I was like, Steve, you're okay. No, he's not.
Just have the dog play with you. Hey, dog. Alright, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Probably.
You have to spend things. You buy one, I buy one?
That's not what I think. I might need the money I have.
Well, do your thing.
How much gold do you have?
What?
How much gold do you have?
Remember,
I don't have to tell you.
I help him with his funds.
I can pull up your character sheet.
Yeah, so I don't have to tell you.
How much did you have?
1477.
Oh, okay. I heard 122, and I was like, have you not been marking down your gold? You definitely have more than that. Okay, you're fine.
I have been showering them with money.
Okay, sorry about that. There was something going around, or going down outside the apartment I had to go deal with.
No problem. So Dandy asked Yvette if they have a revive stone, and he responded with 500 gold.
Okay.
Find your thing, see what it is, we'll look at the difference. 2 on standby, please, sir.
Okay.
What about combat gems?
All gems can be combat if you throw it hard enough. You must be more specific than that.
I'm gonna pull out my bow and show him the gem that's on my bow.
He
Something that could be socketed in this.
looks up and sees the gem. I remember that. It was many years ago. What would you want to replace it with? He goes back to messing with the piece of jewelry. I can find almost every spell available. I can enchant at many levels and many spells.
Okay, I need to do some research then, hold on.
Okay.
Unless somebody in the party can think of a couple potentially useful spells that might be decently fitted into a bow, like logically.
For a bow.
Someone on there.
Volley of arrows. Or what's it? There's a couple ranger spells that spring to mind.
Volley of arrows, that's the one where you put the arrows into the ground, right?
This is out of here.
That's cordon of arrows.
Oh.
I'm thinking of a different spell where you shoot one arrow and the sky that splits in its
Fun
tail.
fact, we have a ranger in my campaign who has a mimic arrow. He doesn't know it's a mimic. This mimic has special ability of arrows taking on characteristics. This motherfucker took it to an armory shop and put it in another barrel of arrows. Magic arrows.
Oh no.
And he's coming in the next day to take it all.
So the mimic just has its magic properties now.
Yeah.
So as you guys are kind of looking around, like these gems are so many different colors, so many different engravings. If anyone's ever even like looked at any wizarding books or read a lot, like you see that like some of the engravings are, writings from the different schools of wizarding, and the colors seem to be kind of loosely in combination with the color of the gems. the necromancy stuff kind of varies between like a deep green to a deep purple. A lot of spells that you're probably looking for are either light greens and golds. But it all varies. You also find, among all of the other gems, you find the gems that Dandy and Revelor have, that have the two pins, the diodes that go inside of it. And at this point, as you guys are all kind of looking around and checking everything out, he pulls his glasses up and sets them down and walks over, and you watch as he's got one on each side of the counter, and then there's one behind him. As you see, as he moves around, these gems with the diodes emanating a black bit of magic, just all secluded into this gem. And as he walks up over to it, the third diode that is on the bottom, he presses it down, and you watch as the two other diodes pull out from each other, and the spell goes away, and the gem returns to a the gem returns to like a purple, and then it goes back over to the other two and does the same thing, and each gem goes back to a purple. And he picks the ring up and kind of holds it up, looks at it, and you see it's kind of glowing, just as all the rest of the gems are. They have their own like essence. They're all kind of glowing a magical radiance. And he slips it into a drawer. So, how can that help you?
Otar's gonna ask for, I'm gonna preface this out of character, I'm asking it here.
Okay.
If we want something, looking for a gem, I think you put it into something
Okay.
without
So you would... Okay, because I know vaguely what you have. You don't have any armor that can be that has any sockets, do you?
No.
Okay.
I don't have any armor.
Right. So you would essentially need, like, you know, bracers or something that has a sock.
Or something.
That, yeah. Or like cloaks. Cloaks work too. But so he essentially goes, I can put gems into items that are strong enough to withstand its magic. Common clothing can't withstand it. It quickly gets burned up, especially stuff like leathers, or unrefined metals.
What would I do?
You would need to find some bracers, or even have some commissioned that allow for a socket for either just like a +1 defense, or even if there was like some sort of spell that some of the other players know about to increase your armor. Like, I don't know what your AC is right now. Is it higher than 15?
It
Is 15? Okay. I was gonna say it'd be really funny for you to like cast mage armor on yourself. But yeah, no, anything like that.
So I need to bring an item to him. Really?
Yes. So he deals with having gems enchanted and installing the gems into items.
So how much? I'm gonna ask him how much would it cost once I have an item. Or would you-
Installation is free with the purchase of the gem.
How much is the gem?
Depends on which one you like.
Yeah, but
Can
That depends on spell level, the school that it's from.
You have shield?
Yeah. What level is shield?
First level.
First level.
Well, it already gives you a +2.
Reactionary when attacked, you can +5 AC.
+5?
Yeah, that's shield.
But it's for just the reaction though. It just increases by 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for the next round.
Okay. So level 1, abjuration, and it's a reaction. 250 gold.
Will this work? I'm gonna reach in once again bag, pull out different types of jewelry, worth 500 gold. Any of these things work?
You're referring for trade or to be enchanted?
Either or.
500 gold.
Yes, it's 500 gold.
Oh, right, yeah.
You will have to pay me to trade off the rest of those jewels. You throw in 50 gold, and you have a deal. But you will need something to take the power of the gem. They cannot be handled by hands.
What hurts on the Smith or somewhere that you can go in town to get something?
Like something made.
Yes. The past 2 blacksmiths on the way, they might look like something.
For clothing, I recommend the Bentham tailors across the street. For armor, I recommend Baraton. Do not waste your time with me, though.
That sucks.
What's up with you, though?
He's a fraud.
Bro.
He sharpens used tools and sells them for the same costs.
Who do you recommend for armor?
Baraton. I would recommend another blacksmith. He's had unfortunate fate and is left Altanova for a while. He was a fine craftsman.
Door?
Giant. Large man. Strong weapons. Beautiful craftsmanship.
I'm gonna have to say out of game. Don't remember. Was everyone there?
Nope.
Nope. Got
No.
it.
And nobody said anything about him.
Got it.
About what?
Exactly.
The guy that gave you your new crow's feet.
Oh, yeah.
The guy.
I wasn't there for that.
That was
Yeah.
That was just you.
Because that was my first name thought too. Was like, oh.
Yeah, so he's recommending Baraton. He's saying
Oh, was that the guy's name, Barrett?
no.
No.
He's recommending Baraton. He says don't go to Mevo.
Oh,
He's a
Mevo
fraud.
was the guy who
No.
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 Mevo is a fraud.
Who the freak was I trying to push?
Doran Morgren.
Doran, that was his name. I was trying
And he's explaining that he
Was a Greek blacksmith.
That's weird.
Yeah. He says, I would recommend another blacksmith, but he is no longer in Altanova. He had a shameful past, and he left with his head down. But he was a fantastic craftsman. And it's a lot shinier than the one that he has. You have a more refined eye for the nicer things. This is silvered.
Yeah.
That is a quite beautiful piece of work. and is ready for a gem.
It is. That's why I'm here.
I do not know the ways of the blacksmith. I don't know who made that.
There's a Doran. This big guy.
Doran Morgrim.
Yeah.
How is he?
He's doing alright. He's a bit sad. But he's doing alright.
Wait, where did you meet this guy?
Did I feel at all like his location was secret? Or was he just down in the basement because it was better before there?
Nobody ever. Cedric briefly mentioned that someone was stealing his work,
Right.
selling counterfeits, and when he had a champion adorned with his weapons and his armor fight off against another blacksmith, and mid-battle the sword shattered, and Doran could tell that it was replaced because the armor was completely fine.
Right.
Good morning, everyone. How are you
But it
today?
wasn't like him.
He's not like hiding,
Right.
but he's doesn't want to be seen.
Right. I'll just say he's still in the city. I met him last night. He gave me this.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, you said drink everything away.
I have my own issues I take care of my own way.
There, sorry.
A fine craftsman indeed. If you can find him again, I would recommend him over Baratan.
There would be happy to make some.
Doran.
Doran.
Baratan.
Doran. Would be happy to make you something. But yeah, so
I thought you were gonna say something. You had that look like you were gonna say something.
I'm planning on it, yeah.
I'm still processing.
Yeah.
Why would you eat it out of me specifically?
Because I saw that chest and I'm like.
Okay. So. Am I? Still? No? Okay. I don't know what that's about. And the entire Twitch stream just restarted. Well, the good news is my recording hasn't reset. Interesting. So that'll just take some research afterwards, and YouTube will just get the video when I upload.
Yep, hi. Oh, I
And
feel like
start
we're going
walking.
somewhere.
I'm walking out the door to go.
Like, you start tugging him, and it's just as easy as it normally is. And then all of a sudden, just like, "Hur!" And then, like,
These gems, I take half non-magical damage. So would these infuse spells, or would they be like once a day? Or
3 charges.
Okay.
Hex. And what was the other one?
protection can be a little bit. Protection.
If it's concentration, it would be 250 instead of...
It is.
Okay, so it would be 250.
Is it more expensive because the concentration being taken up by the gem?
Yes. It's not concentration by you.
That makes it
Same
so
goes
much
for
better.
X. And you wanted to ask about your thing, right?
Um. But yeah, I guess we'll wait.
Well, he's trying to figure out which
Yeah.
gem he wants to purchase.
Protection people would also have 3 charges?
That one's a concentration?
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know
Uh,
what's
that would be
happening
once per short rest.
Okay.
with my stream.
Hex is 3.
Okay, so Hex is
Very unstable connection.
Does Hex allow you to transfer it over?
So Hex, you can. I guess it depends on
Like
what
Hunter's Mark?
level you're doing it at. Because Hex, the one thing about Hex is that yeah, you can transfer it from person to person.
Okay.
And technically, it would, like, since it's being taken up by the gem, it would last an entire hour. So if we had 2 combats within 1 hour,
Yeah.
you could just because it doesn't state that, like, it doesn't say it has to be transferred when you kill someone. It's just
Right.
after you kill someone who's been hexed, you can on a subsequent turn transfer it to someone else.
Yes.
So
Now, when you cast Hex,
Okay.
if you casted Hex, if you got this, you would choose.
Okay. Nope, I don't want to do that. Never mind.
Choose what stat that you want to give them disadvantage on, and it cannot change for the duration of that spell. You could cast it again and do a different one,
Gotcha, okay.
because I think the same thing works for the normal spell.
Exactly.
You choose one stat no matter how many enemies you pick it on.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing that states it either way, but it makes sense to me that, like,
That-
while you cast it, you choose the stat, and then you're just moving the same spell.
Yeah, choose one ability that you cast.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's I've never thought of that, but it is worded that way.
Yeah. I will say right before Otar pulls you out, Revelor pulls out that gem that you two have that has those diodes in there,
Oh, yes.
and
Yeah, and you could put a strength disadvantage on it. To knock him from. Anyway, sorry, yeah. I'll, so yeah,
I'm tempted to buy both of these.
I'll produce that gem, and you can tell me, I found this gem. Tell me, it's got some action.
where did you find that? I did not sell that to you.
No, I found this while exploring.
I want you. I want you. We try to throw more.
Where did you find these?
I'm still being actively pulled out. I think I'm
You still belong to the dwarf who tried to kill me and my friends.
Oh, I see. These are an interesting. These combine science and arcana.
Hex.
You put in a bit of magic and store it. When you are ready to use it, you press in the diodes and it consists for as long as it is supposed to. 1 minute.
so we can put it together with these illusionary gems. Up to you to find out. I'm not there.
Are best for spells that require your full attention. And you can cast a different spell, as it does the whole job for you.
Thank you.
In other words, you can put any your concentration.
And we have 2 of these things?
So
He has one and he has one.
and they can be rewritten,
So after use, the spell is expended,
and we can add a new.
and you can add a new concentration spell into it. It is a combination of spell storing as well as concentration.
Is it spells that only we know, or can it be on our prepared?
I mean, I'm guessing we have to.
If I have a spell that you don't, or you have a spell, or we can probably even have Connor put like
I can put like protection from evil and good. We go fight vampires. You guys just pop those, and you just have disadvantage to hit you.
right,
Yep.
or something. Or like you could, since I don't have any healing spells, you could put a healing word in mine, and I could have a healing word.
Does it have to be a concentration spell or just any?
It can be any, but they're best used for concentration.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm like,
And then, so just for full discretion, any spell that you attempt to put in there that casts longer than an action to cast, the stone will have to make its own DC check for each round that it takes for that spell to cast. So it doesn't quicken it.
Yeah, it just.
So like if you try to cast Geas, or Geese, or whatever the fuck it's called, the druid spell that takes like a full minute to... Yeah, it's going to have to make 10 DC. It takes 1 minute to cast. It's 6... Yeah. And then he shows you the three stones that he's using. It's like a deep purple. It's like a magenta. Your guys' is like a very cloudy green. These stones come in different forms. The different stone type, stone clarity, and material of the diodes all contribute into what level of spell can be put into the stone.
Does this guy clarify the colors first?
I could, yeah. Yeah. So right now you guys have a cloudy green gem with iron diodes. So the gems go from rarity: green, blue, purple, orange, and magenta. Clarity is pretty self-explanatory, and then the diodes: iron, aluminum, gold, copper, and silver. And it's quite literally just conductivity.
Right.
Yep. So, and I have my personal little chart that basically so many points for each item has a point.
Yeah.
And the amount of points contribute to what level it can have, and vice versa. Yeah.
Alright.
Do you need more time to make your decision?
does he have searing cement? It's the first level evocation, bonus action, concentration up to 1 minute. It like basically just lights up my weapon until I hit something, then it gets expended. Does he have that?
I can get it.
I'm just thinking like if you had like hex or protection of evil is probably the best bet.
Right.
Because hex I don't have. And it increases damage.
Does this thing have
We have appreciation.
Is it about your item?
It's with the Noah or the gem.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you can ask.
I mean, you're supposed to be able to figure out how it works through a short rest.
Cool. All right.
So like when you find time, you'll figure it out.
Does it have a range on it?
Whatever the range of the spell is.
Cool. All right. Gotta give you one. I'm gonna counter spell with that one. When I get this chance.
Yeah, I mean, basically your guys' next short rest, or even if you wanted, you could have spent some time identifying it the night before.
Yep.
You're putting what into it?
The next highest level wizard I can find. Keep up with counter spell in this channel.
Your
I think I have access to
I do too, but
currently your guys' gem is only good for a counter spell, or not counter spell.
I was gonna say.
Is only good for a cantrip. Currently.
Damn it!
Okay.
Went in, it dispelled it.
That was the gem that was caught.
For my viewers on Twitch, are you guys having a lot of connection or
So he
latency?
explained. He has been doing this for at least 15 years of dispel magic
How's it going,
to
Twitch?
create a zone of dispelled magic to dampen whatever that spell is, so that he can attach it to the item.
didn't I pull out the red gem? My original. Did I handle that or did I attach that?
It was in there.
Okay. I just wondered if I had like taken it out and over it. So even if
At least not to my memory.
So even if I bought both of these, I would need to come back to a place to get it changed.
Yes. Now, like, while it could be done by someone with very precise hands of, like, a jeweler, you could imagine that the DC would be relatively high, and the slightest screw-up could... Let's say, if there was a screw-up, best case scenario is that the gem doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Or, we could be talking about... Yeah.
Okay.
Something's very good.
So, you were dragging Dandy and his Cheetah Dragon. Let me know if you come up with a name.
G2.
She2?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Cheeto?
Cheetah.
For. Oh wait, you want to get bracers for the armor, or you want to buy the other or anything, because that doesn't work. So you want something that can be magically.
I
Look at her and be like, I need something.
a cloak.
We need something that can fit him, but not obstruct him. He's a good fighter. However, open flannel, like shirt, sleeveless to make sure his arms are ripped. If you can rip the sides, make them go off the sleeves. That'd be pretty nice. Along with the idea of being able to emphasize on just the abs and the tightness of it.
Did you hear from the background? What is this guy talking? I was thinking more along the lines of a belt. It's kind of like Grog, the animated series. Like, he's wearing some sort of pants,
It's like
but it's also like, it's like pants with a loincloth. I mean, whatever you're picturing. Are you just walking around shirtless? I can make a belt with a socketed buckle. Basically, you'd have a belt buckle with a big gem in it.
I don't know, I'm kind of holding on to that shirt. And if you can't add a hood to it, that way when he goes to his, like, into your inner mode, you can put up the hood and all you see is shadow where his eyes are.
Where he turns into
And
the
then
guy
you
from
can
Disturbed.
into the background boxing music.
About his idea?
He's like, shadow boxing a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to resemble some flair, some of the audience will enjoy, but it is also cheap to be able to cosplay for the children.
Can certainly have something made up for you.
Draw my sword.
Okay.
The demonic one that you just got.
Uh-huh.
It has special, like, a figure and everything to it, right?
Yeah.
This sword figure, paint it, draw it, however, put it on the back of the shirt and make the gem at the center of the hilt. That.
It's like above the handle, right? Or is it the bottom?
It's the gem.
Oh. Okay.
No, I was thinking of the center of the cross. Yeah.
Okay.
I have Sauron. Center of the
Yeah.
That could certainly be done.
And that way when we get the gem will get perfectly on that thing. And because it's on your back, you don't have to worry about it. You always face your horse from the front.
I'll try talking about this. I'm sure it's gonna ask if we can. He's like super fired up about it.
Okay.
And he's like, can we put flames behind the sword?
Not only behind the sword, we can make it where the coattails. If you can't, cut up the bottom of the coattails so it's not like a flat top, but it's like a spike so that when he moves and ducks and weaves, it looks like flames at the bottom
Am
of
I
the coat.
able to, in a demonstration way, and I haven't fully read how the sword works,
Okay.
am I able to ignite it for
It's
a moment
been as night, so he has
so that they can
a
see
suit
that?
to it.
Is that a feasible thing?
If I'm not mistaken, it's at will. So yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was like a duration incorporated with it or anything.
Does he just have a flame tongue sword? Oh my
Yeah, they give me fire. Horrible idea.
And it will ignite things. So it's based, yeah.
See, I'm like, oh yeah, he's buffing us up.
Oh no, he's buffing us up.
Sausage
I'm gonna-
demon son.
When you get to the boss fight,
so that they can
and
see
you can
from-
finally sell all of your gear and buy potions.
Yeah, we wanted to play with the fuck.
Yeah, that's the first time you've seen it happen.
Like, oh jeez.
That was quite an impressive sword.
Yeah. Put the flame that you saw, make it on the coattail and everything, and make it where it's not a flat coattail, but cut it up in like ribbon-esque, so the flames, when he fights and moves, it'll look like the bottom is on fire itself.
Like ribbons.
Not. We want it part of the coat, not like detachable. But yes, essentially, more flame figured-esque ribbons, like semi-curved shapes on the coattail.
Okay.
I
Is
want
that
this
what
man
you
to
want,
look
sir?
like a Hashira man.
How much would that be?
Well, let me take some measurements and figure out how much material we're talking. Service. She would look fantastic in a cute little suit.
I look at you too. Is there any like cartoonish look at me like, don't you dare?
Cheetah dragon.
I think it would be beast. Another one of my spells that I do have is
Feed it the common language, love.
I don't
It
have
can
that,
speak.
but that would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
That would be very interesting.
You know what? I pull out one slice.
You check real quick.
You know,
So you both eat infernal, so you both.
oh, that's 7.
2 points as it bites down on your hand.
Okay. Yep. Excitement. I just added like excitement.
Otar's like backseating his feeding.
I immediately turn to her. This is the infernal.
Yeah.
No must like us. This is what this chief.
You hear, like, the gnomish one was like,
And if I remember correctly.
what? Did it just talk?
No.
Oh, I thought you took a bite too.
No, I just gave it to him.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, show me how it works. Okay, yes, my teacher has spoke. Yes, it is from a magic.
Okay. And it wasn't to talk to your animal.
It was not. It was meant, like, if we're out of game right now, it's meant for intimidation.
Yeah.
The common of almost sounds like you're threatening someone.
There's all those like comparisons with like other languages in German, where it's just like, oh, like ambulance, ambulance, Krankenwagen.
Figured it out that your cheetah dragon just spoke.
This lasts for a minute. Or wait, no, it's a whole
You took the whole slice, so it's 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
So she's kind of sketching out the cloak.
You make the collars on these?
It's a little rope, yeah.
Yeah, I'll measure, although I guess you size, and back over. I mean, this is my outfit. I still have my, like, leather collar.
Absolutely. I could probably have that done with some scraps. It's very small. I will just cost you the 5 gold.
That's fine.
Because it's going to be different layers of stitching, but it'll be the sword that has a socket for the gem.
At this point. I'm full on, like, if you ever see Matt Mercer, I'm thinking one of, I don't know what they're called. They're not called, like, Fire from Demon Slayer.
Gotcha.
Coloring for Fire on the bottom.
I mean, this is mostly just flavor text. So, I mean, whatever you want it to look like, these colors or whatever frick you want, I can have it crafted by tomorrow. I would cost you 20 gold.
30 gold total for everything. I'm sorry.
That was 25 gold for everything.
30 gold for everything. I'm
Okay.
Does the shopkeeper say anything?
So she's like, yeah, 30 for the collar and 25 for the, yeah.
Wait, what? How much for the collar?
It was 5 gold for the
Okay.
collar.
You just said
It's
30
backwards.
for the collar.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was like the collar and the
Yeah.
Otar's cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otar's gonna do it.
Okay.
No case.
You know.
Well, I'm like,
Otar's gonna do it.
Okay.
suck it to it. So I'm like,
So, yeah, 30 gold. Okay. Come back about this time tomorrow, and I should have them both completed.
Otar, just so you know,